Okay, so not too long ago, I saw this lady come on here and say that she believed black men would have been okay with slavery if it had just been black women. Yep. And I actually agree with her, and here's why. The thing is, if you take a real look into history, black history, prior to white colonialism, white capitalism, all that stuff, black men, weren't the leaders that they try to portray themselves to be. And I'm not just saying that because I think it. Sorry, my dog is playing right beside me. I'm saying that because I've read it. Some of you may know that I've been reading the book, When God Was a Woman. And it actually goes into quite good detail of this very fact, that black men were not the leaders that they claim to be of old time. So in chapter 2, where woman was deified, she gives a description of ancient Ethiopia and Libya, right? And it's even titled, it says, all authority was vested in the woman. Let's get into it. 49 years before the birth of Christ, a man from Roman Sicily wrote of his travels in North Africa and some of the Near Eastern countries, recording his observations of people along the way. He was keenly interested in cultural patterns and was certainly one of the forerunners of the fields of anthropology and sociology. This man was known as Diodorus Siculus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Diodorus of Sicily. Many statements reporting the high or even dominant status of women were included in his writings. We may question why he, more than any other classical writer, recorded so much information about women warriors and matriarchy in the nations all about him. He did not belittle the men who lived in such social systems. That did not appear to be his aim. Indeed, he seemed to be rather admiring and respectful of the women who wielded such power. It was Diodorus who reported that the women of Ethiopia carried arms, practiced communal marriage, and raised their children so communally that they often confused even themselves as to who the natural mother was. In parts of Libya, where the goddess Neith was highly esteemed, accounts of Amazon women still lingered even in Roman times. Diodorus described a nation of Libya as follows. All authority was vested in the woman, who discharged every kind of public duty. The men looked after domestic affairs, just as the women do among ourselves, and did as they were told by their wives. They were not allowed to undertake war service or to exercise any functions of government or to fill any public office, such as might have given them more spirit to set themselves up against the women. The children were handed over immediately after birth to the men, who reared them on milk and other foods suitable for their age. Diodorus wrote of warrior women existing in Libya, reporting that these women had formed into armies which had invaded other lands. According to him, they revered the goddess as the major deity and set up sanctuaries for her worship. Though he gives no specific name, the accounts probably refer to the Libyan warrior goddess as Neith, who was also revered under that name in Egypt. And then it goes into what was written in certain letters prior to white colonialism coming to Africa and what that looked like. I did a video about that a few times back, but I don't mind reading it again if you need to hear it. At the end of the day, to me, this justifies that woman's statement. Men would have been perfectly okay, black men specifically, would have been perfectly okay with the enslavement of black women. They like the power that white men give men. And I feel like on a genetic level, they may know deep inside that they were never leaders of our communities. And I think that may foster some anger, especially in a patriarchal regime that they're growing up in right now, that tells them that things should be different. You know, they say trauma's passed down through generations. I wonder how much trauma that these men feel about the fact that their women were in fact in charge of them. they want to go back to old times, but not too far back. This goes to another woman who said this, and I don't remember these women's names or their pages, so that's why I'm kind of saying it this way. But they said black men are the white supremacists of the black community. I can see why that would be, because again, they don't want to go back to the ancient times and according to the historical documents, because that would mean we would be in charge. I mean, they hate it a lot right now, right? Like, they don't think that we should be in charge at all. They're right on board with their white male counterparts in that belief spectrum about women and their purpose and what their role is. But their history, our history, shows something very different. Anyways, if you'd like to join me in reading this book, I currently am reading it on YouTube. I'm on chapter 5. I've been delayed in posting chapter 5 because my last semester of school was very draining and needed my full attention. But now that I'm in English and I'm doing quite well, and it's the only course I'm taking I'm taking one instead of two, I have a lot more time to get back into this book. If you would like to join me, hit me up on YouTube. The link is in my bio. I would love for us to continue to read this together. And yeah, I love y'all. We'll talk soon.